Something in the water won't let me be. Something in the water around a cypress knee. Something in the night starts to call my name, running through my brain like a railroad train. Something in the water that you can't explain.
Figured it'd be a good time to have a little conservation conversation. Give you guys kind of my viewpoint on Georgia. What we can do as anglers, because I honestly don't know what we can do from an enforcement or management scenario. I'm sure those guys are doing what they can. When they can. I don't know what the holdup is. I don't know why Georgia's regulations are the way they are. Is that so what I do know and what we can do, regardless of the government or any of that stuff, is talk as anglers, communicate about what we're seeing out there, and regulate ourselves. I've always been a strong proponent of self-regulation. I'm a big boy. I'm a grown-up. I have willpower and self-control, and I love fishing. And so what all of that amounts to is, if I see an issue, I can tell my angling buddies, and I can choose to self-regulate. For instance, I've realized that with 5 redfish, you can wipe out a school of redfish in no time, man. You can pull all of the slot fish out of a school with just a couple people in the boat. And so my personal viewpoint is, I know that there are anglers that are going to do that, and so I choose not to keep redfish at all. Is that fair to me? Not really. I mean, I really don't care. I'm out here to catch fish. If I'm going to eat a fish, it's going to be a sheep's head, because they taste good, but also because they reproduce really well, and I'm not going to deplete a school of sheep's head by keeping a mess of them every now and then. I also know that although they do get fished, they're not on the top of the list for everybody to come out here and fish. So that means that they're even less likely to get wiped out. So I keep sheep's head to eat. They taste better than a redfish. They pain in the ass to clean, excuse my French, but they're not really that much more difficult than a redfish is. Another area that I choose to self-regulate in is speckled trout. Our gator trout, our large speckled trout population is hurting. It's hurting bad. We're on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to that in the whole country. And so I let all the big fish go. I let all my trout go, to be honest with you. I might keep a trout once in a blue moon. And if I do, it's a male trout, because there's plenty of male trout out there. So I choose to self-regulate when it comes to redfish and trout, regardless of what's legal for me to keep, regardless of, you know, whatever your grandpa says or any of that stuff, man. It's just common sense if you love fishing to take care of the fishery. And so that's what I do. And I think that under the current circumstances, this is the most likely way that we're going to improve our fishery, is for us as anglers to take it in our own hands and self-regulate. That means fish your heart out, man. Just throw a few back every now and then. If there are some young anglers out there, maybe not young in age, but young in experience, it's real tempting. You get on a mess of fish and you're like, yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm keeping these fish. There's a bunch of fish here. Might not be a bunch of fish there. It might just been that the bite was hot that day and you kept all those fish, and that spot's now dead for however long it takes for fish to move back in there. And that varies based on the spot, how deep it is in a creek, how close it is to big water. If you're in the sounds, fishing little creek mouths in the sounds, there's a lot of fish that move through there. So those areas will replenish faster than, say, wintertime fishing in the back of a little creek. And you wipe out one of those spots and you might not see the fish back in there for years. And so that's part of why I don't see regulation as the answer. Education is the answer. We need to teach anglers how to manage their spots. We need to be putting out social media, podcasts, some kind of direct connection to the people, recommendations on how to best manage their fishing spots. And we need support. I'll do it. But I'm not the leading knowledge on all of this stuff. I grew up here. I've been fishing this water for basically my whole life. I fished it commercially, recreationally. Got generations of knowledge from, my grandparents and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that I understand the whole ecology of it all. I just know what I see, and I'm out here a lot, so I start to recognize patterns, and I act accordingly. I understand that everybody's not out here like that. So that's why I say we need to have some kind of public access, social media outlet, something, YouTube channel, podcast, whatever, that says, hey, here's what's going on in our waterways right now. Here's best practices. Here's our recommendations on how to better the fishery. Y'all take it how you will. Use it. Throw it in the trash can. Don't tune in. Whatever. Spread the news however you want. But we need to be putting the information out there. You want to fish Georgia? Here you go. This is the information you need to know. Every time somebody buys a license, I'll pay $1 more on my license every year to know that that information is being given to every angler. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing ideas out there, you know. But somehow we need to figure out a way to make recommendations based on what's going on currently in our waterways so that anglers can self-regulate. So I ain't been catching nothing fishing. I'm talking, I've had 3 toadfish, and that's it. I'm cruising down the bank, and there's a big old chicken in the woods mushroom up here. So if I can get this daggum canoe over there to it, I'm gonna cut some of it off and take it home. Somebody would have told me I'd have been foraging mushrooms today, I'd have laughed at them. Big old mud crab. So this is a prime time chicken of the woods. Usually find them on oaks. They're this distinct orange and yellow color, shelf, no gills, porous bottom. Sometimes they can get really woody in this back part, like tough, but this one's still soft all the way back. If they're tough like that, just cut the outer edge off and eat it. But you can't mistake these. There's no lookalikes. You want to make sure that it has no gills on the bottom. It's a yellow to orangish color. And here in coastal Georgia, they're all, I don't think I've ever found one that wasn't on an oak tree. So yeah, I'm out here fishing, collecting mushrooms. All right, finally got hooked up on something. I think it's a little redfish. Yeah. That's a slot. That's the first slot red I've caught in a minute. Well, I caught one the other day, so I'll take that back. Pretty little fish. He was on it too. All right, chill out, buddy. I'm gonna get you unhooked. Send you on your way. Man, he's like nailed right in the, there we go. Pretty little fish. Let's send him on back. Let's try that again. Bet we can send a mullet up there and do the same thing. We're gonna burn up these little shrimps. Well, we got them. Wish that rainstorm would dissolve. Don't look like it's going to. Man, I don't want to have to quit. It's coming though. Got him that time. What is this, little snapper? It darn sure is. I ain't never eaten one of these. Little mangrove snappy. Snap, snapper. Right now they're being bait thieves. All right, I got something pretty decent here. What is this? Little redfish. Nice. Caught him on fiddler crab. I can't even hold on to him. All right. Another maybe just under almost legal redfish. I guess we're gonna be fishing the toadfish now. God darn, man. Okay, he's still there. Got another one. That one's on a knocker rig. Nice blue tail. Look how blue that tail is. Ooh, self-release. So I'm just putting live shrimp on a jig head, flipping them out, waiting for the thump. Got me on that one. There's a lot of pinfish in here. I caught a mangrove snapper. So there's some little bait thieves in here, but redfish have been hitting pretty consistently. Came in here hoping for some flounder, but that has not been the case. Storm's moving slow, but man, it is a absolute whiteout. It looks like it's gonna move to the left of me. There's the rain.
Time to get the heck out of here.